Vanessa Paradis, Estelle Lefébure, Adeline Blondio, Laetitia Casta, Isabella Gianni, Sophie Marceau, Monica Bellucci, Demi Moore, Julia Roberts, Claudia Schiffer, Cindy Crawford, Kate Moss, Jennifer Aniston.
These were the beauty icons that filled my adolescence. Spoiler, none of them looked like me. Of course, there was Naomi Campbell, but I struggled to relate to this American supermodel with light eyes. Sure, there was Mel B from the Spice Girls. But let's be honest, back in my day, no one really considered her one of the prettiest Spice Girls. Then in the 2000s, Beyoncé came along. Finally, a beauty model I could identify with, though I'm not sure why exactly. Everyone agreed that Beyoncé was stunning. That spoke to me. But again, Beyoncé was also celebrated because she had light skin, and she was American. In France, it was a desert when it came to black beauty models. We had Pepita on a French TV show on Channel 2. She was gorgeous, but she was the only black woman on TV. In terms of representation, we weren't exactly spoiled. In my teenage mind, to be a beautiful black woman, you had to be light-skinned, be thin, and have a slim nose. Basically, you had to look like the girls in American rap clip videos. And I'm talking about 2000s clip videos, not the scandalous and silicone-filled women of today. Check out Bobby Valentino's videos from back in the days, and you'll see what I mean. What was strange is that I had this huge paradox. I found all the other black girls around me beautiful, whether they had light or dark skin. I always thought the few black friends I had were stunning. I was the queen of compliments for them, but in front of the mirror, it was a different story. There was always something about me that didn't seem right. I couldn't have had a more distorted view of black beauty. Episode number 4, You're Beautiful for a Black Girl. Hey guys, it's Lucrece, and you're listening to Destiny Podcast. As a child, I was convinced that to be beautiful, you had to be white. Why? 2 reasons led me to believe this. The first is that one day, someone, I don't remember who, had the brilliant idea to ask the boys in the class to rank the girls from prettiest to ugliest, according to them. The 2 heartthrobs of the class, the ones who made all the girls' hearts race, placed me at the bottom of the list. One put me dead last, the other second to last. The second reason is that in 5th grade, the boys had this strange game where they would chase the prettiest girls at recess. Even though I found it super weird, I was still a bit offended not to be among the girls being chased. Looking back, I think thank God. Without realizing it, I was experiencing what's called the paradox of black beauty. To give you an idea, the paradox of black beauty is a sociocultural concept that explores the many facets of aesthetics and beauty among black women in a world where beauty standards are often dominated by Eurocentric ideals. This concept, coined by American feminist Patricia Hill Collins, is based on 3 pillars. 1. The invisibility or stigmatization of black women, often underrepresented or marginalized in the media. 2. The valorization of white beauty, with beauty norms that favor straight hair, light skin, and fine features, often excluding, if not entirely, the physical characteristics of black women such as kinky hair, full lips, and our noses. Yes, our magnificent black noses. And 3. Reclamation and celebration, led by the Black is Beautiful movement born in Harlem, aiming to defend and promote the diversity of physical and cultural traits, celebrating beauty in all its forms, and especially black beauty. Back to me. I was this little black girl surrounded by white kids who nicknamed me Bambula or Banania. Not very glam. As I grew older, my perception of beauty completely changed. Immersed in African American culture, passionate about Black films, and seeing the rising success of African American personalities, I naturally identified with these figures, who became real references for me. Thanks to them, I realized it was cool to be Black. France, with its complicated relationship to its colonial past, and yes, I know this will make some people cringe, didn't offer me many role models I could relate to. So, I found my inspirations across the Atlantic, where African Americans seemed, and I do emphasize, seemed to be more accepted and valued in the media, at least from my teenage perspective. As a result, my fashion style leaned heavily toward Uncle Sam's land. And it was around this time that the first compliments about my looks started rolling in. In high school, I often heard, and I quote, "You look like the girls in American music videos." For the teenage fan of African American culture that I was, this was the ultimate compliment. I was a teen, and to me, the girls in the videos were stunning. They weren't necessarily my role models, but in my mind, being physically compared to a Black American girl, whether from a video or elsewhere, was a compliment. Except, I wasn't American, I was Franco-Gabonese. This growing identification with a culture that wasn't my own started to create a distortion with my cultural identity and my perception of beauty. My beauty. The circle I evolved in, as I left teenage phase, wasn't exactly conducive to accepting my identity as a young Black Franco-Gabonese woman. And for a long time, I kept hearing that infamous comment, which I took as a compliment, "You're beautiful for a Black girl." Birthday parties, nights out with friends, it was inevitable. Unaware that this remark was a backhanded compliment, I always responded with a big smile and a thank you. I suppose at the time I didn't realize the underlying insult, which implied that, by default, Black people weren't beautiful. It wasn't until I was 26 or 27, when my friend group shifted from being mostly white to mainly African and Caribbean women, that I really became aware of this reality. All of this to say, guys, beauty standards are super subjective. Beauty norms are social constructs, often influenced by the environment we grow up in. But they only hold power if we accept them. To live a happy life and fully embrace our destiny, we must define our own standards because beauty is also and especially found in authenticity and uniqueness. Lesson number 5. You are beautiful. Period. The beauty icon is you. Hey, this was Lucrece. See you soon for another episode of Destiny Podcast.